Welcome back, fellow scrubs. This is Marc D Wyz. We're working on the mansion game because it's Thursday. So what we're going to do today is going to do a little studying and a little bit of testing for code to see if we can get a good platforming solution going on. So I'm going to explain a concept that I've coined the center point system that I've noticed a lot of the better games have had in the past, and it's something that I believe Nintendo still uses till this day. So I've done some studying prior to this, but I'll use Mega Man X on the Super Nintendo as an example because I think it's the easiest one to see exactly what I'm talking about. And so, thanks to Tim, I have Legacy Collection on the PC. I wasn't sure how I was going to pull this off otherwise. So let's take a look. So the center point system is basically the way that they ground the characters on the head and on the feet. We'll go with X2, just because I know a spot in X2 that I remember studying before. And can we get rid of the ugly filter? Yeah, there we go. So the center point system is basically how they focus the character on the floor. And it's I'm not sure if there's an official term for it, but there's a lot of people do a lot of different things with their wow, I can't skip this. That's funny. I guess I guess you can't skip X3's intro either, can you? A lot of people don't. Oh crap! I didn't set my controls, did I? Can I do it? Still do it here, or is it not gonna let me? Oh, it's not gonna let me. All right, I'm sorry. Hold on. I can't deal with the dash button being on A. It kills me. I can't do it. There we go. Yeah, dash is gonna have to be on R1. No, can we do R2? Oh, let me. You dirty little. That's right. For whatever reason, they just don't give you all the buttons in the Super Nintendo ports on this collection. This makes no sense to me, but whatever, man. It's that current gen collection port quality syndrome where it's just not quite up to snuff. Let's see how bad I get massacred, because unfortunately using a Xbox 360 controller is probably not going to end up too well, but that's okay. Okay. So like I was saying, the idea here is that, yeah, you can think of the platforming thing as like a box. So, you know, like you get so far over, and then your box is clear of the obstacle and you fall down. Well, there's more to it than that, and it has to do with the slopes. And I think a lot of games that don't get this right are the ones that don't feel right. And they also don't look right either. So let's see if we can find a slope here. Okay. So the first thing I want you to note is the angle of the slope. Oh crap. Alright, hold on. We can't do it here because they're just gonna be killing me. Get out of here. Yeah. Alright. I had a feeling. I didn't think the intro stage would have any good place to do this. I know Bubble Crab does, so we're gonna head there. Just gotta clear the boss here. Would have cleared this ahead of time, but Tim just got me hooked up with it. And it was downloading, and I'm like, oh crap, like it's not gonna make it in time. So I didn't have a chance to get through this part. It's really quick. X2 is a great game, by the way, so if you haven't played it, go ahead and play it. Oh boy, an achievement! I beat the intro boss! We're big time now. Everybody clap for me. I got the achievement. Make me feel better, clap. Clap for my amusement. Alright. Alright, come on. Come on. Yeah, we probably should save just in case. I don't want to do that again. Alright, we're gonna go Bubble Crab. Because I'm pretty sure he's got a nice bunch of area where there's nothing going on, because that sub goes away and there's like no enemies in the immediate vicinity. Alright, so you don't need a center point system if you don't have slopes. So if you're just doing straight up blocks like this, you don't need it because it's just blocks on blocks. When Mega Man's physical block clears the edge, he falls down. And here's the problem. Slopes. So what I want you to notice, keep this guy here. What I want you to notice, where is Mega Man's center between his feet? You see that it's the line here that creates the slope goes right between the middle of his feet. Mega Man's not sitting on top of it like, you know, like his foot's not hanging off, like his foot's not the only thing sitting here and then he's rolling off into space. So let's see. Ooh, yeah, let's type properly here. So let me show you a couple examples of common things that some games did and that are not correct. So we're gonna have our flat ground here, and then we're gonna have our incline here, and that's good. And then we'll just create flat ground on the bottom, and just so we all understand what the parameters are here, I'll fill it in. Okay, so here's the thing now. We've got our hero, which is usually just something that looks like this in data. He's just a block. It's just a bunch of coordinates that they use to show the thing. So, and this is a little high. Let me bring it down. So some games, I think incorrectly, in my opinion, when they do the thing, they do it like this. So they're like, okay, as long as something is touching the slope, then it's going to go down and it's going to do that. The problem with that is that A, it's kind of inaccurate, and B, it doesn't look very good. You have to compensate graphically for that, and it just doesn't work out too well. Because let's say we've got a bigger enemy. So there's an enemy, and I'm just gonna change his color. He's gonna be, nah, he can't be green. Enemy's got to be red, right? Oh shit, no. Get out of here. So say the hero is walking down, and this enemy, he's walking up. Well, it looks like he's suspended in midair. What the hell? Like, it looks so weird. You don't want that. You'd have to make everything the same physical size to get away with that. Because you'd literally have to draw the floor as if it looked like this. And even then, this dude's hanging off the floor. Like, what's his problem? Like, the character might look okay, but this dude don't look okay. So you don't want to do that, is pretty much the moral of the story. That's bad. Don't do it that way. And I see so many projects go that way, and it's frustrating. Because it's like, no, it looks like crap. So what's the other reason that you want to, let's see. Sprite Sync open. Sometimes their site doesn't load correctly, hopefully. No, it doesn't. Mega Man X? Can we go directly to X? Sprites from the Mega Man X series. Okay. Since we're studying the Super Nintendo, we're gonna pull, can I just copy it? Or will it? Okay, I don't think X has pure black on him, so he should be okay. So here's the thing. here's exactly what I mean. It's not going to look good visually. Oh yeah, okay, that's good. Let's copy this first, and we're going to paste X on top of it, so you can see kind of how he fits on there. So, like, if X is walking this way, he's going to be walking this way off the ramp here. It looks weird. Why is X's foot the only thing on the floor? That's strange, right? Well, you don't see that here. Notice that his feet are in the center here. The line is right between his feet. So that's not how they do it. So what they do is they prioritize the center point. So if we do that, what happens? Alright, well up here it's the same, but once we hit the incline, we want to line the center up with the slope. Now he's going down just like you see in X2. See? Center point's right here. Once he gets here, the center point stays in line with the thing here. Mario does the same thing. They were smart to do that. And so what's the other benefit of this? So we'll go back to our enemy. Say our enemy's gigantic, and he's like really big physically. And he's walking up this way. He's going to walk until the center point reaches this slope, and he's going to go up like this. So now the enemy is centered also, visually, on the slope. So you don't have any disparity, you know, between different sizes of characters. Now obviously you can make an enemy that's so big that it looks a little weird, and there's no perfect 2D solution to that. But yeah, you want Mega Man to go down like that. You don't want him to go down like this, because that just looks weird. Other games have done kind of like a pill or a capsule, depending on how you want to say it, where they have it's probably not going to look right. Hold on. Let's just do that. I think that should look okay. Something like that. Let's see. How'd I block it out? Like this? Yeah. So some of them do this. And so their character ends up physically looking like this. And then you can kind of get that. I mean, it's okay-ish. It collides with that, although you have problems once you get to the edge. So what happens here? If you get here, he's going to slip down. If you get here, he's going to slip down even more. Is he gonna slide off? How does that work? That looks kind of weird. Why would Mega Man be kind of like off the side here? So I mean, it would look like this physically on Mega Man. It's like, okay, well, the slope looks okay. That's fine. But when you get here, like, he's gonna start falling down like this off the edge. That looks weird. Why would you do that? So I don't think that's the correct way to go about it either. So the center point system is the best system I've seen to keep everything visually coherent and also physically stable. Because what happens when you get over here? Okay, so the center point's off. What happens? Alright, this is the important part. And we're gonna go down here because I think there's a bigger slope to look at down here, if I recall correctly. So we'll let this dude do his thing. Yeah, alright. I think it's down below here, so we'll let him do his thing. They're all killing me here. Okay. I was hoping for a 45-degree angle slope here because it's a little easier to see, but this might be okay. So here we have, actually, you know what, hold on, let me get on top, the square one. So we can inch our way out until we get to the edge, right? And we fall down. Cool. Now the problem is, how do we handle a slope like this? So we get here, what happens, the center point no longer becomes the thing that's colliding with the ground. We get additional points. So you could say that the center point is prioritized. And so if a green edge point hits a slope, it's not going to do anything. It's only going to, as long as the center point found something to collide with, cool. Now once the center point's out here, and there's nothing else, the edges take over. And it's like, okay, are we still standing on something near the edge? Cool. Then it'll keep looking for ground below it, between here and here. Because this says, yeah, I got nothing. So now it's like, okay, I got nothing over here, and Lefty's like, hey, I got something. We're still standing. Alright, cool. Until you get here, and then you fall down. Fair enough. So now, what happens? What happens when you do this? What do? As soon as the center point's out, do we fall down? So we're gonna consult Capcom. What'd Capcom do? I thought this was interesting. Well, gotta get rid of this guy. Get the hell out of here. Alright, look carefully. He's going down at an angle. He's going up and down at an angle until the center point leaves the ground. His center point no longer detecting ground. Now he's acting as though he's standing on a flat platform. So here's the deal. Let's see. What's that? 4x4? So that's 8x8, 16x16. Here's what's really going on here. Remember, everything's made up of tiles in the game. So what you're really looking at is this. Everything's just made up of tiles. Alright, so here's the kicker. Here's how they made this work right. Edge points here, obviously, like we showed before, they don't react with slopes at all. The slopes are invisible to these, and there's a reason for that, and I'll get into that after. But here's one of the things that happens. Slopes can only interact with solid full blocks, because once the center point goes out, you notice Mega Man was walking like this as long as the center point was out, and you know why? Because this is detecting the block below it. It's detecting the solid block right behind it. Once the center point catches, these deactivate. They're no longer doing anything, so they don't react to the thing below. They go up and down the slope. Once this hits here, you'll notice he starts walking back and forth. He's no longer walking at an angle. See, he's not going up and down. He's only detecting the block below it. So ain't that something? But right here, he's center pointing. Once he gets out here, it's subtle. It's hard to notice unless you're really looking for it, but he actually just starts to walk left and right. He's not following the slope anymore, because he is no longer detecting the slope, because everything's focused on that center point. So you get that, and that's a smart way to do it. And then the behavior once you fall off is exactly the same. Now there are flaws with this system. Don't think it's flawless, but it does have a couple issues, and we'll get into that after we get to what happens when you're coming up against a wall. So let's see. Let's just copy this. Okay, cool. So how about walls? How does that work? Probably about as normal as you would expect on flat. You use let's put another point up here. You usually use about 3 points. Let's see, some X is probably realistically about this tall physically. So you do have to be mindful of that. Let's see. So we'll put one up here and one here, and we'll get rid of these. And there. You do have to be mindful of, you know, what's the smallest unit of physicality here, and in this case we're going to say it's a 16 by 16 block. So you got to make sure that you test at different heights. So say X is running up against the wall and he's up here and he still wants to go left. Well, what are we going to get? We're going to test here. Be like, hey, we found something. Well, you probably start at the bottom and work your way up. Hey, we found something. Okay, we found something here. We found something here. We cannot progress past this point. That's normal. That's probably what you'd expect. So what happens when you hit the slope? See, now this is the interesting part. Now, if you have a grid-based system, this is a little easier to pull off, and we're not going to have that in Unity necessarily, so we're not going to do exactly this, but at least this is a starting point for us, and then we can kind of wing it and see where we get. Because I don't have all the answers here. This is an exploratory experience, so this is just based on what I've seen, and then we'll try to do what we can to replicate this kind of behavior. So when you're going down this way, like I said, these deactivate. They're not going to see the slopes as walls. They're programmed to say, hey, slope, cool, we're not going to interact with that. Because if we did, we'd be out here. And that's not what we want. So when you're doing this, these guys are testing, they hit a slope and they're like, that ain't it, chief. That's not me. And this guy's like, yeah, I don't see anything. He's like, yeah, I see something, but it's a slope. I see something, but it's a slope. Don't worry about it. Yes, a series of happy little accidents. There'd be a lot of accidents along the way. That's why this is the Scrub channel. Okay, so now what? What the heck could possibly happen here? Well, just like before, when you get up to here, these dudes are going to be looking out. He's going to be like, I'm going to slope. I'm not going to do anything. This guy's going to be like, hey, I didn't hit a slope, but I hit a solid block. We're not moving anywhere. We don't want to move. So that's how you handle the walls on the slope. You don't want to move when you see a wall. Now it gets a lot more complicated than that as you go along, but so okay, so how about this? You're going along. X is going to bump his head. We can't let him go ahead. Why does that happen? Down here, he's like, nah, I hit a slope. We're free to go. This dude's like, hey, I don't see anything. We're free to go. But the point on the top left is going to be like, dude, I hit a block. No go. No bueno. Can't do it. So that's a little insight into how, just by observing, we can tell that X operates that way. And it's pretty cool. It's not something when I originally set out to mess with platformer stuff long ago. It was not the answer I was expecting to find. But it's definitely what they do. You can see it here too. You know, he's on the slope, but then he goes out straight until he falls down. You normally won't notice it because it's so quick. Boom. That's it. You can kind of, if you're looking for it, you can tell the trajectory change. But you would kind of expect them to be like, oh, well, I'm gonna keep following that angle all the way down. But nope, that ain't how it works. And so like I said, Mario has this too. It has the same thing. Even all the way up to Super Mario Bros. Wii, the new Super Mario Bros. Wii. I looked at that, it does the same thing. Although it does it with polygonal detection. So it's a bit more robust. It's not block-based. Even though it looks block-based, the game is not really block-based. It's all polygonal. So if we replace this with polygons, then you kind of get the same idea. You're no longer doing the grid-based stuff. So we do have to find solutions for that. That's going to be kind of strange. I'm not sure how that's going to work. But yeah, so here's the weakness, though. There's definitely issues with this system, and maybe we can work them out, and maybe we can't. And I know some games don't have this problem, so I'm sure there's a solution to it. But who knows? Maybe they don't use center point. I don't know. So what's the problem? It is the sides here. So you're seeing, yeah, okay, that interacts with the center point, interacts with the bottom, unless it doesn't, and then the other sides take over and stuff like that. So here's a problem. Now what? Now what? We're only checking top, middle, and bottom. Alright, so if Mario or X, and this is probably why you don't see this kind of thing in the games, because if Mario or X were to go here, this dude's like, yeah, we're clear to walk forward. I don't see anything. And this dude's like, I don't see anything. And this dude's like, I don't see anything. Cool, alright. We're walking inside the wall now. Until we get to here. I was like, oh, I found something. We gotta stop. This dude's like, I don't see anything. This dude's like, I don't see anything. This like, I found 4. We gotta stop. Or, worse, if this doesn't detect this as a 4, it's like, oh, it's a slope. Well, let's keep going. Oh, alright, well that's not good either. And then say there's wall over here. And it's like, oh, we found the wall. Okay, well that's not good. We got problems. This is the issue that I originally ran into when I did duplicate this in a tile-based system, and that has its advantages, because then you could say, well, you know what we're gonna do? Screw it. We're gonna check every pixel along the line. How about that? Now that will fix it, because anything that comes out here is gonna say, hey, we got wall. Okay, we got wall. We're not moving, right? Alright, you can't do that in a polygonal system. I'm sure there's alternatives to this, but because you can have basically an infinite number of points between the top and the bottom, you can't just throw out a million rays to check what your surroundings are. Sure, you can do a shitload of them if you want. It's going to cost a lot of processing time. You could do it. But here's the thing. This point here in a 3D space, or in a fractional space where you have decimals of units, this point is going to be infinitely defined at the tip. You're still going to get stuck in there. It may only be a little bit, but you're still going to get stuck in there. It's not a good solution. So you might ask, well, if Mario for Wii, New Super Mario Bros. For Wii is a polygonal system, how did they deal with this? And you want to know what the answer is? They don't. They just make sure that the level doesn't have anything like this. But there are some cases where you can see it actually in action, and it does exactly what you'd expect. it to do exactly what I said it would do. It would get up to about here. You'd be halfway inside the wall, and then it'd be like, oh shit, we found something, freak out. And then something like it would shift and push it out or push it up, or it would freak out. And they did their best not to let something like this get put into the level. But there are, you know, some rotating platforms that you will just inevitably get that on. So there are issues, and maybe there's a way to fix them, but I haven't come up with them yet. So maybe we'll fix them eventually. Okay, so the next question you might be asking is, why bother doing it polygonally if this is going to be a retro game here? So, let's see. Alright, that ain't polygons. So why does this matter? Why bother going through all this caveat stuff? Well, it's because Unity doesn't work in pixels. Unity is just, you know, it's polygonal. Something like this, you see the edge here, it's infinitely defined. This is a polygon with a sprite on it. It doesn't work that way. So we're not. There's twofold. One, I'm not gonna bother rigging Unity up so that it does act like that. And the other thing is, if we do it polygonally, hey Deku. If we do it polygonally, we can use it for other things. So say the next game we make doesn't have pixel sprites. Maybe it's 3D or 2.5D, or maybe, well, I suppose that would be kind of its own thing too, and it would be kind of a different engine. But say we want to do something like Muramasa. And if you don't know what that is, yeah, the ad will end when I'm dead. No thanks. Look at it. Look at this. Look at this. Multiple ads. Get out of here. Get. YouTube, you slimy bastard. Hey, look at this. Ah, jeez. Alright, here we go. Look at this. It's a 2D game, but it's got, like, you know, I don't want to call it Photoshop art, but, you know, essentially that's kind of what it ends up being. They use puppet animation to get a smooth, you know, look out of it. It's kind of like Flash cartoons vectoring, and then they apply the texture to the polygons and they move it about and stuff. It's actually really fascinating. I could do a whole episode on this, but it's not really pertinent to our current project. But yeah, so say you want to do that, like they're using polygonal movement for their stuff. Yeah, why? Yeah, that's right. Why are there 2 ads now instead of 1? It is annoying. You're like, oh, cool, ad's gonna end. Oh, no, here's another one. And then the thing pops up, you want YouTube TV? No. And then one pops up in the middle. No. Go away. YouTube's in a lot of trouble right now. They're not doing so hunky dory. So I guess they're kind of in an issue here. So yeah. So you know, what if you want to do a game like this? You need that polygonal detection. You're not going to get away with tiles, you know, rigid pixel tiles and stuff. It's just not going to work. Get you Black Origin and end all the ads forever. I thought Edge didn't let you have any stuff. I don't know. I'll look into it after. So yeah, so there's a case where that's not going to work out. And you know, I would like to do something like this one day. So that would be cool. I just don't have the budget to support it, obviously. But hey, maybe one day. Maybe one day. I'd like to make a game that has kind of a that 2D, but you know, kind of like 2D painting in motion kind of look. I think that would be cool. Okay, so I'm forward thinking, basically, on this. I could rig up some crappy, you know, pixel simulating thing, but I'm not going to. So that's the starting point. That's where we are. That's what good old Capcom did. It's what Nintendo did, and it was very smart. And some games didn't do that, and they looked weird, or they played weird. It's all smart companies. When you're looking for, you know, Nintendo and Capcom, that's pretty much, you know, you can't do too much better. We don't need to save it. It's fine. So, yeah. Okay, so how do we do this? I'll be honest, I'm not really sure. I've got a couple ideas, a couple threads to go on, so we're just gonna wing it. Just gonna see what we can do here. Yeah, actually, let's take a little divergent here. Because I do want to show the parallax code from last time. I upgraded it considerably. So let me copy over. I did some work with Pocket Fighter EX, and I upgraded it, and so I need to copy it back now. Let's see, under Wyz System, Unity, Parallax Scrolling System. So let's copy this. Oh no, open and explore. Yep, replace. Boom. Oh, it needs a time system. Right, okay. Let me go copy that over then. I need to find a central... Well, I know how to centralize this kind of code, but I just haven't set it up. Scripts. Don't know if it's actually in... Yeah, okay. I didn't actually include it in there yet. I got it right here. Yeah, okay. What's in here? It's a manager. Okay, I'm just gonna copy the whole thing. I basically made a custom time system so that I can pause time. So it kind of compartmentalizes time into a layer system. Okay. Oh my god, everything's all unhappy. Oh, it needs naughty attributes. Oh my god. Alright. Well, this was a bad idea. Alright, I'm keeping this folder open now. Let's see. No. Assets. Scripts. Naughty attributes. Attributes? Oh. Oh, maybe it's in the root. Really? Where is naughty attributes? That's never a good word to do a search on. Naughty. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, where are you? Oh, it was under plugins. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna have to go in here. I'm gonna make a plugins folder and put this in here. I have a feeling it's gonna want more than this. Can we refresh. Re-import all? It doesn't see it. So where was that plugins folder here? I need to take an emergency break for a minute, so I will be right back. And we're back! Everything's okay now, alright. I think we should be all set. So, now that I committed viewer count suicide, let's let's get right back into it. I don't know why I picked up the controller, we don't need it right now. So, anyway, alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. We should be all set now. Okay. Let us see, what else does it okay, so it doesn't recognize that we did. I have to restart Unity anyway, so let me leave that up just for a second. It doesn't recognize that we copied that stuff in. So, alright. Cutting back over. Just can't show you my Unity hub. There's some NDA projects in there that you can't see. I'm sorry. Wow, it still doesn't see it? Oh, because it's not in there. Where the hell did I put it then? I put it out here like a dumbass. Okay. That's fine. That explains everything. Alright, we happy now? Yeah, actually. Kind of looks like it. Cool. I like this remix of Explodes Hornek, if you want to use the horribly titled Japanese name for Blast Hornet. Explodes Hornek. That just sounds nasty. Okay, so I think everything there is cool. So what I changed here. Oh, hold on. Xboot's whining about something. So. Okay, I think we're okay. I was gonna say, do we get kicked off? Hold on, how much space do I have? Is that why it's whining? Yeah, Alright, hold on. I gotta move a file, or Xboot's gonna blow up on me. Emergency break number 2. No, I'm not going anywhere. I'll stay right here. But I do have to move something off of here. Let's see. How about I move my bloodstain thing? That's like what? How many gigs is that? That's 26 gigs. That should help. Crap. Alright, hold on. I gotta type in a thing. Oh my god, why is everything blowing up here today? I have all my computers networked. So. Uh-oh. Something blew up. Why'd that blow up? Oh, not good. Okay, there we go. I must have typed it. Man. What? Let's see. I got, okay. I got space on the F drive. That's extra. And we're just gonna make a new folder. Oh boy, on screen management. There we go. Paste. Okay, I think Xboot's gonna be happy now. It wasn't liking the fact that space was about to run out, and if space runs out, it tanks the entire stream. So, sorry, had to be done. Okay, so I changed so much shit that these scripts aren't even here anymore. Okay, we'll remove that. It'll be easy to bring them back anyway. I think that's because I copied in those meta files, and those kind of keep track of what's what behind the names, so you can rename something and it still knows what it is. But we'll be okay. Alright, so I changed a whole bunch of stuff here. You can now see how big the layer is based on its visual elements. Gives you a little green thing there. You also have the Parallax layer system window, which we'll put up here. So you can make a mock camera. And let's say this one's, I don't know, what's our display size here? 384 by 216. So 38.4 like 21.6. So see how it makes that there. So this camera is a mock camera. It pretends to be a camera, and then anything that scrolls with it will go along with it. So you can kind of see, you know, where are these layers going to be if the camera's in this position or this position or that position. So that was one of the big advancements here. And then we'll have to add layers to all of these. Okay, so right now everything is just following the camera on the center. And so we want to change that. In fact, let me make a new yeah, we'll do it right here. I'm just gonna make a new mock camera preset so you can save your settings. That's the way I set it up here. So Wyz system, parallax system, mock cameras. So mansion camera, mock camera we'll call it. And then we'll set it to 21.6. And so we can load this mock camera in, and there it's set up for us automatically. So obviously this is not the way that the layers should be following the camera. So we're going to go through and we're going to say that the tree layer is going to be bottom left position. And let's see, so the mock camera, let's bring it at 0, 0. It's going to start at the bottom left. Say it scrolls 0.25 for that, and that's fine. Its anchor point is gonna be here, negative 19 point. Negative 19.2, and that aligns it strictly there. So the anchor is literally on the point here. And then so if I also need to offset my layers visual elements, I can do so now with the layer offset. So say I wanted the anchor to be, oh, it's not reacting. Why is it not reacting? Oh, because it doesn't do anything with this. So say I needed to adjust where this was on top or bottom. I could adjust that finally, and then it doesn't really change the anchoring. It looks like it changes the anchoring, but it really doesn't. It's just displaying it slightly incorrectly, and that's a change I have to make. So we're gonna put that back to 0. Let's recenter this. And so this is not going to scroll on up, but it is still reacting to that. So let's see what we need to do for that. It doesn't auto scroll. It does loop on every 32 pixels, so 3.2. So you see here how it loops if you look at the boundaries of the mock camera, there's always a tree in there. So I got the looping in there correctly. Let's see, is it, if I do it by 1, is that? Okay, yeah, okay. So I have to do it by 1, and that prevents it from moving up and down. So there you go. So here's an instance where, all right, that's not working. So we can adjust the anchor, or we can adjust the offset to get everything angled. Now the anchor, you don't want to screw with too much because that dictates like the scrolling. But since we're only doing the X here, it doesn't really matter. We have a little leeway with that. And let's see, so we're one pixel above. I'm gonna actually use the anchor to get this one. So 10.8 looks about right. And there you go. We can also hook it up to the camera, which I think I'm going, yeah, I'm gonna need to replace that one too. So to remove that. So I can click the last camera and I can say up here, last selected camera, and that's the one that you see up here. It calibrates everything for that. And so if I end up moving that, you see, oh yeah, the trees stay with it. So we don't really want to mess with that. Say we don't want to screw up our coordinates with that. We want to just use this to get everything working. So let's redo the back trees. And again, we'll 0, 0 this so we've got the right coordinates. They're going to be bottom left as well. And that looks okay there. And they're going to be, I think, 0.5 and 1. Yeah, that looks okay. They also need to loop, so they're on 1.6, so they're only 16 pixels, and it doesn't seem to be working. So let's see what's going on. Back trees. Oh, I'm sorry. I did auto scrolling. That's not what I meant to do. I need to do this. Okay. Now the anchor point's gonna go down to about here. I don't have to be too exact with it, because this is just kind of a test here. But now look, inside the mock camera, you notice that it scrolls and it keeps readjusting itself for both the layers of trees now. And then going up and down, we actually do want this one to move. So let's see what looks better. Yeah, we'll probably do it this way. So it's a very gradual pull. Let's do 8.5. That's a little much. We'll go back to 9. And then so there's a little bit of depth implied there, as this moves farther apart from the tree line. 0.88 maybe. Because we want them to also kind of compress down too if the camera goes down. And I'll show, I do have, that's what this is over here for, so that you can see how it reacts going down. Let's see, the moon layer is just going to be on the center. There's nothing crazy with that. It's just going to stay where it is. The clouds are interesting because these ones actually have auto scrolling. And they loop at, man, let's see. It's gonna loop when it reaches 30. So we'll put that in, and you see the gizmo shows you, okay, this is the loop point here, and this is 1 camera length past that, so you can kind of estimate, you know, what it's going to look like when it snaps to. You need at least up to here visible of elements that correspond to this part, otherwise it's not going to loop properly. Because when you'll see when it gets over to this coordinate, it'll snap back down over here. But this part's visible on the right side when it does do that, so these have to also be here as like a repeating pattern. So let's copy. I hope that was just my controller. Yeah, okay, we're good. Sometimes when you hear that noise, it means Fruity Loops blew up. And that's no good, as we found out last time. Okay. So, oh, did I not? Oh, okay. I guess I didn't put the scrolling back. So, auto scrolling of 10. We're gonna loop on the 3. Same thing here. Auto scrolling, I don't know. We'll do 5, I guess. So one goes slower. Actually, this is supposed to be the fast layer, so this one's 10. This one's gonna be 5. And they can be center aligned, that's fine. They're both on the same thing here. So the slow one, we're gonna bump its anchor up. It doesn't seem to care for whatever reason. Oh yeah, okay, so this is where we can use the offset. So we can have the anchor at the center of the screen if we want, and then the offset is here. We want the slow one on the bottom, right? And then the fast one should be at the top. So then there we can offset our thing. Actually, it should also be center left. Yeah, there we go. So let's save that and then play it. And everything should correspond to here. Yeah. So let's see, these I think need to be the opposite coordinate. So 0.75, I think that will make that look right. Yeah, there we go, that's better. And so you see how that works. We can fix the clouds looking a little different there too, to see how these collapse closer to each other. But if I jump up, you see how they separate. So you can do stuff like that. But the clouds are always, the moon's always in static position, because that's what it was programmed to do. And the clouds move like that. So, let's see. Clouds look a little off. So let's go to our mock camera. Yeah, they don't move quite right because, yeah, the camera's like this and they're down. So let's adjust those a little bit. Let's give them 0.9 on the scroll factor. And say that say the camera's down like this, so we want their offset to be a little different. And just for shits and giggles, we'll give the moon 0.9. And give it an offset like this. I'm just kind of winging it, but just as an example here. Yeah. That's actually the opposite of what I was expecting. Guess what? This is 0.1. Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want. Because it's got to scroll with it, and so the clouds have to get that as well. Okay, that might fix it. Let's see. Yeah, that's a little better. So now that the clouds are also affected by the camera position, you don't get that weirdness where they look like they stop moving in a certain direction. Their speed definitely changes depending on which way you're walking, but you still get that. And then if you fly up into the sky, woo, they're slightly moving, but they don't disappear like the background does. So those were the enhancements that I made. Basically just adding a couple extra options, adding the offset, and a few other fixes here and there. So there's a big fix. I was actually wrong last time. I put where the code refreshes in the wrong spot, and I'll show you exactly where that was. Actually, it's camera. So in the camera controller, we talked about last time, at night flying, yeah. Last time we talked about having the calculation only occur before camera renders, so that you don't have to update it normally. And we used, I think, unpre-render is what we ended up using. Here's the problem though. So the process of drawing ends up being something called, there's a process called culling, and that occurs before a render. And a culling basically, where's our thing here? It basically uses the camera and says, hey, everybody inside the camera, we're gonna draw. Everybody on the outside of the camera, you're not gonna draw. Because we don't want to make any wasted drawings of this, like this cloud's not gonna draw, because it's outside the camera. Screw that cloud. Culling occurs before rendering to cut down on how much you actually need to render. And you can cull in other ways too. You can do manual culling and stuff, but it's, at least by default, it's an automatic process here. So if you do on pre-render, it goes ahead and culls, and then it calls this, and it'll say, okay, cool, so this cloud is gotta get moved over here. Except we're not going to tell it to render, so for that frame it's going to be invisible, even though all the stuff has been reset. So to fix that, you want to do this before culling occurs. You want to move these objects in, because then it's going to move the object, then it's going to see what's available, what should and shouldn't draw, and then it'll go ahead and do that. So if you do it on pre-render, you're going to have some issues. You'll get flickering graphics when something gets scrolled back in that was off screen. So the best way to fix it, just change it to unpre-cull, and that's it. Solves all your problems. You don't have to worry about it. So that's the biggest fix here. That's most noteworthy, I think, from the information presented last time. Because using unpre-render was just wrong. Flat out. So there you go. Corrected. And then I just did a bunch of other stuff to get the lines to draw in. There wasn't really too much changed from what we did last time, other than getting the debug lines, doing the math to make the lines work, and to fix that one glitch, and that was pretty much it. So if you want to see what that looks like, actually let me save the layout here. I'm gonna save it. So I got two of them on? Oh, I did platform, edit, platform, whatever. I'm gonna save these because we're gonna do a side-by-side. And that requires me to close all the stuff, so I think this will be interesting. I can actually shrink that down a little bit, and you can see more over here. Not maximize on play. And so this is how it works. So you can see how things get readjusted here. And that's how she works. Looks kind of weird on the back end, but that's how it goes. That's how you optimize it. So snapping it also to like where I set the trees to snap to the left and that kind of stuff, that fixed all our what was it? We had a problem with the split screen. I think it wasn't calibrating right, so that fixed all that. I don't think we got to that last time. I think that was something that we did after. So that fixed that, and that's why you can snap them. It also makes it easier to calibrate with the anchor points and stuff. You really want to anchor it. Your anchor point should be where the line of sight is, dead on center, if the camera's looking at it. I mean, for some layers it doesn't matter. You just kind of wing it, but that's really what you want it to be. But it looks pretty good on the left. You don't see any of the seams. You don't see any. You have no idea that it looks so jank in the background. I think it looks pretty good, actually. Now, obviously, we're not going to have this kind of advanced scrolling because we're going to be mimicking the NES a little bit. So you're not going to have the transparent scrolling and all that stuff. This is just test graphics. But we will make some use of scrolling. And so we need, again, like the other system, this is future proof. We're thinking about the future along with it. So I think it looks pretty cool. It looks really neat in the background where it's all weird. Actually, let's bring the inspector back. Oh, that's not really what I wanted, but here we go. We need the hierarchy too. Because we can put on all these so that you can see all of it, how it moves. All the debugging tools are on now. Actually, let's turn off the boundary one. And then we'll unselect that, and then we'll select the main camera to get our other information. There. And so that's pretty much how it works, and that's what it looks like on the back end. With the way that everything moves. And there's where all the anchor points come from. They're all gripped to the bottom there. Looks actually pretty cool just with the debug stuff. You get to see all the data. Everything going on here. So that fixed all that. That's pretty much it for that. Alright, so do we dare messing with center point stuff? So here's the thing. Regarding the center point system. Let me get my way out back here. We're gonna make a different scene for this because we're gonna have to create a different character here. Let's see. Center point experiment is what I'll call it. We don't need a parallax system, so we'll close that. And we do need the inspector, we do need this. We do need a camera. We're gonna create player And we'll create a quad. We'll just call it solid. Let's see, we've got here's solid material. Okay, so here's the deal. We've got our solid, and we need to use its information to kind of, I guess that works. We need to use the information of the polygon here in order to figure out how we need to move. Now, there's a lot of information that you can glean from these, and I'm sure that's going to be the key to this. So, he needs a rigid body. Collision box. If I can spell right. Nope, still can't spell right. There. Box Collider 2D. I think these ones also have to have it. Can't add Box Collider 2D solid because it conflicts with the existing. Oh, it's got a Mesh Collider. Never mind. We're good. Mesh Collider works. I think that works out okay. Let's see, hold on. Where are we? My Parallax controller here is... that's funny because it's not updating properly. Ah, man. Let me close the scene. Okay, there we go. Now it stopped showing the debug. Okay. So our player here, we're gonna... I don't know. I guess we'll, we can just see what he looks like here. That's fine. Nope. Player collision box. It's not a trigger. Actually, probably should be a trigger. So say it's 0.5 by 1. That's fine. Its Y should be 0.5, so that it's on the axis here is the bottom. So let's just wing it. Let's see what we can do. Oh, right. I need to make a new. Let's create a new thing. It's just center point system. Called center point controller. I'm sure we're gonna do and redo this stuff multiple times before we get it right. Well, this is how it's gonna go. Alright, so we got the collision box. Gotta drag it into here. So let's see what information we can get out of here. We'll do a little bit of exploratory surgery or exploratory coding. It's very much like exploratory surgery here. We're just gonna start winging it and see what we get. Alright, so we're gonna say that if there's no collision box, then we don't do anything. There's nothing to do. Alright, so the center, so we need the Y is going to be minus the collision box dot bounds dot min? How do I want to do this? Actually, you know what? Our transform is the center point. Center point equals transform dot position. Yeah, because this is this here. Oh, it's got to compile. Give it a minute. Okay, so this here, this point here, that's our transform origin, and that's our center point. Everything's hinging on this. This is like the center of our world here. So we can just say, yeah, all right, it's that. That's fine. So we wanna cast a ray downward, kind of like what we did in the initial example for the platforming. So let's see. Actually, and we'll pull that up for reference. There we go. Raycast, yeah, okay, raycast all, and draw the line. And then here's the result thing. Alright, we're just gonna loosely copy that. So center point, transform, dot down, check distance. Whatever. Oh wait. Negative, transform that up. Or negative, yeah. Makes it down. There is no dot down. They don't give that to you. But it's just negative up. Oh man, let's see. I don't know. It's just private float. Check distance. We'll just set it to something. It doesn't really matter. Set it to 100. It's fine. We're just checking to see what we get here. There. Oh, I guess this doesn't have to be vector 3, because we're only dealing in 2D, so that's fine. Color red, yeah, that's fine. And then the result. So we want to ignore things that are us, and then we want to look at what we got. So what do we get out of here? Centroid. The centroid of the primitive used to perform the cast. So I think that's just the aggregate center of the thing that you hit. What does this get back as? Raycast hit 2D. Alright. This might help a little more. What do we get? Excuse me. Seemed like there was a lot more when we looked at it here. Oh, I guess not really. Alright, let's study up. Centroid of the primitive. Centroid is identical to the return point property. However, when using the cast methods that use geometry shape as opposed to simple point, such as circle, box, blah 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 blah. Centroid is the center of the respective shape. Okay. When it is in contact with the return point. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Collider, the collider that it actually hit, which I think that's going to give you some more information too. The distance away, that's fine. Fraction. Fraction of the distance along the ray. Oh, that the hit occurred. Oh, that's cool. That's neat, actually. Normal. The normal vector of the surface hit by the ray. So I believe that's in what way that it's facing. So, yeah, it's still in that. So that's like the direction. Could probably translate that to an angle. The point in the world space where the ray hit. Okay. The rigid body that's attached to it. Okay. And the transform that's attached to what was hit. So that's all pretty standard. Oh, I knocked my headphones out. Right when the good Mega Man X1 music's kicking up. That figures. Okay. Let's see now. This is going to be really important. We need to translate this into an angle somehow. So this is where we're going to get to experimenting. So here's the thing. If we know that we're on an angle, we can kind of, get an idea of what direction we should be moving here. So here, it's going to shoot down and be like, okay, it's straight. So you want to move, if you're moving right, you're going to be moving along that direction. And then if you're here, you're going to be moving along that direction. Something like that. You know what I mean? So I guess we'll store that. We gotta store the normal as, what we're standing on right now. So private, was it probably a vector 2, right? Yeah. For normal. And let's just say 0 normally. Not to make a pun. So we're gonna store the 4 normal. And then so if we're walking, and let's say we got our time system now. Let me put one of those in. Hold on. Using the wind system, Unity, time system. We'll do a Delta time controller. So if there is no time controller, then we return. Otherwise... Alright, we need 2 keys, so public right key, left key. Oh, sorry. Key code. And then private bool is pressing left, is pressing right. So if actually is pressing left equals input dot get key. I think just get key, yeah. So get key down is just that one frame that it checks. But this is going to be all of them, so left key. I would not like it. What's it want? That's a key code. How come I don't like it? Does not exist. What the hell does it not exist? What? Is it pissed off because the next thing's an if statement? Yeah, I think I was just mad about that. Okay, that's fine. And we're gonna do some simultaneous cardinal direction cleaning here. Okay, so if that's true, then both of these are getting falsed. I don't know why I just love this rendition of Doppler's thing. Like it's weird to hear it in game, but it's just like a goofy remix. It's really nice. Okay. Simultaneous opposite cardinal direction cleaner. Okay. And we need a walk speed. Let's see how we're gonna do this. And we need false speed, I think. No, you know what? We're just gonna make it snap to the 4 at first. So we're gonna do this a little goofy at first. Like I said, this is exploratory surgery, so to speak. Is pressing left, then hold pause. I will say pause. Plus equals 4 normal times walk speed. Oh. I don't like that because it's not a vector 3. So I think what we have to do here is have a negative 4 normal. Oh yeah, then we have to put it back. For going left, and then a positive 4 normal for going right. I'm just taking a guess here. Just taking a big fat guess, and we're gonna find out real soon. Oh, there's a bug crawling on the screen. I'm like, what the hell is that? And it's just a bug. He's getting wigged out because I'm moving the thing by him. Yeah, he got scared. He flew off. I was moving the mouse cursor around him. Poor bastard. I'm sorry, little bug guy. See the thing crawling. What the hell is that thing? It was just a fly. Okay, so we're gonna do this, and we're also gonna snap it. Snap the character toward it. So we're gonna we want the y to be equal to new pos.y minus the distance, I think. Oh yeah, you know what we're gonna do? Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Our move distance is gonna be equal to the distance here. And we're gonna minus the move distance at the end. So if move distance is not equal to 0, then we're gonna do that. And that should snap him downward. In fact, we can just make it full speed here now. It's gonna be divided by time controller dot time step. That should be okay. Alright, this might work, it might not. I have no idea. We're about to find out. So let's fill in the blanks here. Our left key will be A. Oh, I went past it. Shit. I think. No, that's at A. There's A. And this will be D. There. Fall speed's going to be 100. Walk speed's going to be 10. We do need a time controller or it won't bother to do any of this, so... Create time system, delta time controller. Player time. And we'll say player delta time. It's got a normal time scale, it's scaled. It's gonna be sourced from scaled. Hold on. How do I do this again? Oh, because it's a delta time controller, it automatically inherits from delta time, I think. Or no, do I have? I think I have to. Delta time controller. How did I do this now? I set it up a long time ago and I don't even remember. Scaled, unscaled, smooth, other time controller. It might just implicitly be taking from delta time. Yeah, unless I. Yeah. It's implicitly taken from delta time. Because this is scaled, unscaled, and smooth is a different one. But I could also stack these and give them, like, say this has a time scale of 0.5, and anything that inherits from here with this other times controller will get stacked with it. But that's a discussion for another time. So that's fine. And we'll attach that there. That way we can, you know, knock down the time scale or stop it if we need to using that. So we're gonna pause it and then play and then see what happens. And it just went through the fucking floor. Holy shit, where did it go? Wow, what the fuck? Alright, that did not go as planned. Absolutely did not go as planned. Let's not do that. Let's fall speed of 1, I guess. And it still went bananas. What the hell? Oh, you know what? I did a dumb. I didn't multiply, I divided, so it went nuts. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, No. Turn off. Do not maximize on play. We're gonna go back to 100. Pause and play. There, more reasonable. Alright, let's see if it adjusts properly here. It does not. Not even close. How come? Did it not find anything? I'm gonna put a breakpoint here and see what we get. It may not be finding anything because of the mesh collider. Maybe I do have to turn the mesh collider into a different thing. Uh-oh. Did it break? Please tell me it didn't break. It broke. It froze. Come on, man. Oh no, it stopped. That's why. I'm sorry. Yeah, hold on. How about... I'm sorry, I didn't think it would actually stop. Okay. Pause. On. And... put a breakpoint. There is one result, but it's you, so you have to go ahead. We'll put the breakpoint here. Boom. Yeah, it's not seeing it. Okay. I think I have to remove and put a box. Okay, let's try it now. There we go. We got a result. Did we fall through the 4? We still fell through the 4. Of course we didn't. Why wouldn't we? We're getting there though. Slow but sure. Oh yeah. We're here. Oh no, we don't. We don't fall through the 4. Cool. We slightly fall through the 4. A little bit. Why do we slightly fall through the 4? What the hell? I'm telling you, man. This physics shit is messed up, man. Alright, why is it falling through the 4? Alright, what is the distance here? There's gotta be some like fractional distance that's going on here. Okay. Now so the distance is 0.8. It's probably the first time it hits it. Now the distance is 0. So if we go here, so that's false. Why is it? Oh wait. I think I know what's going on. The rigid body here, I've got to make it kinematic. I think. Yeah. And then we constrain it on all sides. I think that's how we do it. Continuous. No, maybe not. Maybe we don't even need this. Static. You know what? Let's get rid of it. I have a feeling that that's screwing something up here. There we go. We're no longer falling because the rigid body by default's got gravity and crap like that. That's what was going on. Okay, cool. So, whoa, and he's gone. He's gone. I don't think we put time scaling on our movie. No, we didn't. We did not do that. Time controller. That time step. Yeah, we did not put that on there. So that's my bad. Okay, cool. And he flew right through. That's not cool. Alright, let's take a look at this in slow motion. Wires are getting tangled up. Okay. Sit up and pay attention. What do we have here? So the floor normal is 1. We need a perpendicular normal to that then, because we're doing walk speed times y of 1, and that's not right. Also, oh, and he fell through. Oh no, he's still there. I just can't see him. So here, the other thing. Center point working there. So if we, you know what, I need a sprite here or something. I need to see. We don't have a material for the player, so let's make a material for the player. Material. Player test. It is going to be unlit color. We're gonna make them green. Something not too bright. And so mesh filter. We're gonna use the plane. Wait, no, quad. Those are quad. And we're going to put the green on them. There we go. And that is absolutely not what it needs to look like. So let's give it a 1. We'll use scaling here, 0.5. There. Now it's all there. And okay, is this right now? Okay, there we go. We repositioned it. There. Okay, we're good. We good. Alright, we don't need those to show. Okay, and that should give us a little more info here. Be easier to see. There he is. Okay. So this, if this happens to rotate, then we should see that center point system keep them right there. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Let's see. I want this to be a little bit negative Z. Oh, we can't see him anymore. What happened? That's funny. Is it because of the camera? Camera's on -10, player's on 0. And yet, we can't see him anymore. How come? It's weird. He got called out? Alright, let's do this the other way. I'll put this one at 5. I just want this one to show up higher than the other. Yeah, there we go. Then we can see where it's clipping. And see? It's perfectly on there. So that's the beginning. That's what we want to see. Alright, now we need a perpendicular normal to... I don't know. How do we do that? perpendicular normal. I don't know why I typed it in there. Computing a normal perpendicular vector. Was this JavaScript? Why is the code all like that? That's weird. Huh. Is this what we're looking for? I think we need perpendicular, right? Because, like... Alright, let's look at this again for a second. The 4 normal is still 1. Why is it 1? That's not right. Is it? Alright, that's not what I expected it to be. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing now. I expected this to change. Oh, shit. I expected the 4 normal to be different depending on... like... shouldn't it be, like, different? Because this is a different angle. Like, the slope is now, it's shooting off this way. So why is the 4 normal still 1? Alright, maybe that doesn't do what I thought it did. What else we got? Basically nothing. The normal vector of the surface hit by the ray. Yeah, shouldn't that be like the direction that the, like, if you were to shoot off of it straight, like, it'd be going this way. So wouldn't the normal be that direction? I don't know. Here, you're getting moved up here. Hold on a second. Uh-oh. We're out of time. Oh, he's not falling anymore. How come he's not falling anymore? Oh shit, because I moved the collision box, not him. Derp. Alright, hold on. Yeah, alright, and I don't know. I'm gonna have to do a little research, I guess. It's not doing what I thought it was going to do. I'm really surprised that... Oh, 4 normal's different now. Why is it different? That's what I expected to see. Something like that. Huh. What the hell happened? Why is it different now? So once you're already there, what, it doesn't bother to change? I don't know. Doesn't look like it's updated. I don't know. I have to do some research and figure out how do I get the angle of this. Like, if I want to say I want to move in this direction, how do I do that? I think I have an idea, but I'm gonna have to dig a little bit. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that. So I guess we'll close her on out. Let's save. Always save. Never don't save. So we here are patron funded by our very generous scrub generals in the scrub army, and we do have some top tier patrons that we do read out on. So let me pull up the list so I don't forget them like last time. Let's take a look here. Alright, we got Zombie Killer. Can't forget that one. I always know that one. We got Jerry Berry. Got Javier Garcia. We've got AJ. And Bryce Nagalino. So, if you are super, ultra, mega, scrub generals, patrons, etc., you keep the show going. It's all downhill from here. Yeah, for this? Yeah, pretty much. So once we figure that out, it's basically just making him walk using the information of, you know, what he's standing on. And then we can go from there, and then everything will just kind of grow from that point. And then, you know, the center point will be that focus. I think it'll end up pretty good. We'll at least get something working, probably close to what New Super Mario Bros. Wii does. And if I can get at least that far, then I'll call that a victory. You know, because they do some crazy stuff in that game with moving platforms and scaling and rotation and all that. And then we also have to figure out, you know, say how high does the angle have to be before we determine that it's a wall instead of a slope, you know, that kind of stuff. That's going to be the other factor here, how that's going to work. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, if you want to be part of the discussion throughout the week, as we'll be back. Let's see, what's next Thursday? July 4th! I may not be here. We'll see about that. I may not be here on July 4th. I don't think many other people will either. So we'll put a tentative on that, and we might move it to either Wednesday or Friday, or bump it to next week. So yeah, don't quote me on being here next Thursday. I can't believe it's already July. All right, so if I don't see you here, and there's all more reason now, hit up the Discord, and we'll be talking about this throughout the week anyway as I start to research stuff. So we'll do that, and we'll be back either the 3rd or the 5th, or we're going to go to the next week down, which is the 11th. If you want to see our other project, Pocket Fighter EX, that's on the 1st. We'll have a new stream for that, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's pretty much it. You can follow me on Twitter, etc., etc. So, we're done for now. You get to see me squirm next time. And I'll probably have most of this figured out by then, so then that's pretty much it. So, scrub out, have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time.